All right, so we've got a mountain of information here on NextMed Health 2024, everything from slide decks to social media buzz. But it all seems to be leading back to this idea of imagining the future of medicine. And they've certainly picked an interesting location for it, the Hotel del Coronado in December.
Yeah, it's more than just a picturesque backdrop, though, right? Choosing a place like that speaks to what they're trying to achieve,
Hmm.
bringing together a global audience, leaders, innovators in healthcare. This isn't your typical medical conference. NextMed is really all about this intersection technology, medicine, and entrepreneurship all coming together.
You can see that in the numbers, too. Over 700 attendees, 37 countries represented. That's a lot of brain power focused on the future of health, plus 85 speakers. I'm curious to see who brings the most groundbreaking insights. I even spotted, let me see here. Oh, yeah, speaker name on the list. They're doing some incredible work on
Yep.
a relevant topic. I know you're interested in that.
Absolutely. And that's what makes NextMed so valuable. It's not just about the raw numbers, it's the access. You're going to be face to face with the people leading the charge in healthcare innovation. Where else can you just chat with C suite execs, groundbreaking researchers, the people actually building the next generation of medical technology, all in one place?
It's like a breeding ground for aha moments. Speaking of which, I did notice a few intriguing session titles on the agenda. The Unmentionables. Any guesses on what that could be about?
Well, that's probably a playful name. But it likely means they're tackling some of the less discussed aspects of healthcare innovation, things that might get overlooked in traditional settings.
Interesting.
It speaks to their commitment to pushing boundaries, I think, encouraging those diverse perspectives.
And it's not all serious business either. They've even got a silent disco planned. Who knew healthcare conferences could be this fun?
It's not just about fun, though, is it? Well, it is a bonus. But it goes back to creating a more engaging and memorable experience. When you're relaxed, having a good time, you're more likely to connect with others, spark new ideas.
And speaking of connections, let's talk about the people attending NextMed. The data on slide 13, it shows a pretty diverse group. We're not just talking doctors and scientists. There are investors, entrepreneurs, even folks from fields like real estate and media.
Right. And
Yeah.
that's a key takeaway here. NextMed recognizes that the future of healthcare isn't just about medical advancements. It's about this collaboration across disciplines. For our listeners, this means a chance to rub shoulders with experts outside their normal circles. Pick their brains. Imagine yourself chatting with a venture capitalist, someone who's actively funding health tech startups. You could get some invaluable insights into where the industry is headed, maybe even find a collaboration opportunity.
And with so many attendees in senior level positions, imagine the possibilities for networking and knowledge sharing. One attendee even described it as an intellectually energizing experience. They said it changes the way you view medicine and life in general. It really does feel like they've captured something special. It goes beyond the typical conference experience.
And I think it goes back to the structure of the conference itself. If you look at the agenda on slide 16, this isn't just your average lineup of lectures. They've got hands-on workshops, interactive sessions, even that silent disco we talked about. It's about active learning and engagement, which should lead to more meaningful takeaways for attendees.
So they're really breaking the mold of the traditional healthcare conference then.
Yeah, I think so. You've got this blend of cutting-edge information, diverse perspectives, and like we said, a good bit of fun woven into the experience.
It makes you wonder, with this convergence of technology, medicine, and entrepreneurship, what are some of the specific places where that's most apparent at NextMed?
That's a great question. And I think that's where looking at the agenda in detail gets really interesting. For example, there's a session on a specific session title related to the intersection of tech, medicine, and entrepreneurship. That really caught my eye. It features mentions specific speaker or company involved,
Yeah.
and they're doing some really pioneering work in briefly explain their work and relevance to the
Now
intersection.
that's what I'm talking about. It's one thing to talk about this convergence in a general sense,
Yeah.
but when you see it come to life through these really specific examples, it really drives home the value of being at an event like NextMed.
Exactly. And that's just one example. They've got sessions covering AI-driven diagnostics, the use of virtual reality in patient care, all highlighting how these different fields are merging to shape the future of healthcare.
It's like they've created this living, breathing roadmap of where healthcare is headed, and attendees get a front row seat to the action.
And maybe even more importantly, they get to be participants in shaping that future. Remember, NextMed is going to have a lot of attendees from venture capital firms. We saw that in the data. These are the people with the resources to fund innovation, the ones who decide which ideas get the support they need to really flourish.
So it's not just about learning about the future. It's about potentially influencing it.
Yeah.
That adds a whole other layer of excitement to the mix.
Exactly. And that brings us back to you, the listener. As you consider your own goals and aspirations, how could you leverage this environment at NextMed to your advantage?
I think that's a really powerful way to frame it. This isn't just about showing up and seeing what's new. It's about actively shaping the future of healthcare.
Absolutely, and that's what I hope our listeners are taking away from this deep dive. It's not enough to just understand these trends. You have to be ready to act on them.
So true. You mentioned earlier the possibility of connecting with venture capitalists. For someone with a groundbreaking idea in health tech, that could be huge.
Oh, absolutely. Imagine pitching your vision to a room full of people who are actively looking to fund the next big thing in healthcare. That's the kind of access NextMed provides.
Wow, yeah. And it's not just about funding either, right?
Right.
Think about the collaborations that could come out of this. Conversations with experts from all these different fields.
Yeah.
You could find a research partner, a mentor, or even just someone who challenges your thinking and helps you refine your ideas.
And sometimes the most unexpected breakthroughs, they come from those chance encounters, those serendipitous conversations. You can't plan for those.
It's like you're planting seeds in fertile ground. You may not know exactly what's going to sprout, but the potential is there.
Exactly. So as you're preparing for NextMed, I really encourage you to think beyond just attending the sessions. Identify those key players in your field, the people whose work really resonates with you, and come prepared with questions that will spark some really interesting conversations.
So consider this deep dive your launch pad. We've given you the lay of the land, highlighted the key points of interest. Now it's up to you to chart your own course through NextMed and beyond.
And remember, this is just the beginning of the conversation. We'll be back with more insights and deep dives. As we get closer to the conference,
Exactly. In the meantime, if you want to explore the specifics of NextMed, be sure to check out their website and follow them on social media. And hey, who knows? Maybe we'll see you there in December at the Hotel del Coronado, ready to imagine the future of medicine together.